classes are 100% live and interactive classes. You can ask any sort of doubt or any concept to the teacher in the classes only, and the teacher will explain everything in the classes, right? Then we have the batches, which is maximum consist of 6 number of students, not more than that. This help us to keep an eye on you, as well as it also help you to ask any sort of doubt, any sort of clarification, or any sort of question with whatever you have in your mind, right? This will help you to understand the concept very like better. Okay, now, coming to the third thing which we have is a very good dedicated academic mentor team who continuously track how you were doing in the class, how you were doing in the homework, whether you were performing all the activities or all the different question answers properly or not, and accordingly you will get the feedback, and this feedback will help you to understand the concept better, and it will help you to improve basically. Hi Samir, how are you? And fourthly, that is very important, is we cover the syllabus as per your school examination schedule. Like if you have any sort of chapter in your school exam, you can ask us to do those chapters first, and then we will move on to rest of the chapters, right? So like this type of custom request generally we handle, and definitely this will help you to understand all the concept better and improve yourself, right? Before going to the school examination or board examination, you will be totally prepared with all the topics. Yes, Amir, I'm fine. Okay, now let us move on to our key features. What are our key features? First of all, we maintain a detailed progress report of each and every student. Like you also have the progress report, you get it from the school, you have the PTM. Similarly, over here also the PTM goes on. After every like 3 or 4 months, there will be the PTM and you will get the progress report. This will help you to understand where you were lagging, in which portion you were totally comfortable and totally prepared, and accordingly you will practice on the lagging thing and you will be able to improve yourself. And also this interaction with your parents will also help your parent to understand how you are doing, how we are doing in the classes, whether you are improving or not. If they have any sort of doubt, they can ask us. We are always there to solve everything, right? Okay. Hi puzzle party. Okay, what is your name, beta? Yes, thank you. Okay. Chalo. Now coming to the second thing which we have, that is the SAT. Okay, which is Swiflearn's academic test series. Every Sunday it happens from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. You can perform over there. And definitely after performance you will be able to understand what is your rank all over India as well as the outside India. Also the students are performing over here, and your rank along with your name will be given in the leaderboard. Fine. Now coming to the most important part of Swiflearn, that is the practice test. We have an unlimited practice test. So after completing each and every topic, you will be able to understand. You will be able to perform the question answer, right? You will be able to solve all the different types of question answers, which will include both the objective as well as the subjective answers. Yes, and this will help you to understand the concept better. If you like think about the subjective answer, you will get the 3 mark 5 mark question, right? Like you get it in the school also. So sometimes you miss out the key points or the key words which is needed to be included in the answer, and that is why you get less marks in the examination, right? So while solving over here, our group of teacher will explain everything, all the tips and tricks they will give you and correct your question answer. This will help you to understand where to include the diagram, where to include the chemical equation, and how to write the answer, a complete proper answer, so that you will never lose any marks in the school exam as well as the board examination. So this will help you to get a perfect knowledge about the subject as well as the topic. And to experience all these things, what you have to do, you have to book the free trial class, right? So quickly book the free trial class and experience all this, and then you can enroll your name in the regular batches. So we will again meet in the regular batches with all the live interactive classes every day, so that we can exchange a lot of different information, the knowledge about all the different topics, right? So now let me tell to everyone who have not subscribed our channel, please subscribe it now and press the bell icon so that you will never miss any of the update of the upcoming session. And you will be there in all the upcoming sessions, and you can chat with us in the chat box. If you have any sort of doubt, you can write it down in the chat box. Definitely, I'm always there to solve all the doubts, right? So do not forget to like, comment and share also. Yes, Amir, okay, you are done. Now, let's move on to the topic of today. Today, we will discuss about the same topic which we were discussing in the previous sessions also. We have already studied about the skeletal system of human being. We have studied about the different bones, how the bones are making up the total skeleton of human being, and what are the different joints which are present in between the bones, right? Which are basically giving us a proper structure and also help in the movement and locomotion of our body, whether we are running or swimming or walking or we are just sitting in a posture, in a position. So everything is all maintained by the proper skeletal system. Otherwise we will be like jelly like thing, right, if we do not have any bones or muscles or joints like this. Yes, do you agree with me? Now, in today's session, basically, we will study about the muscle. So, let us see what we will study in today's session. We will first see what are the muscle, the main definition of the muscle, what is the muscle made up of, and all. Then we will move on to the different types of muscle. We already know, we already have an idea. We have studied in the tissue chapter. Remember that the muscular tissue is of three types, so we will basically study all these three type of muscle over here also. It is the voluntary muscle, involuntary muscle and cardiac muscle. So cardiac muscle also comes under the involuntary muscle. So basically we will study about the skeletal, smooth and cardiac muscle, which we have already done in the previous session or in the previous chapters like the tissue chapter. And then we will move on to the lever coordination, how the lever system, like you have already got an idea about the first class lever, second class lever, third class lever. You already know all this, right? You have studied in physics. Now how the lever system is related with our body, our skeletal system, this we will study in today's session. I guess this will be very much interesting to you all. So are you all ready? Yes, we can start now. And whenever I will ask you any sort of question, then please write down the answer in the chat box so that you will be the student of the session. I'll write your name on the screen at the end of the session. ठीक है? Chalo. Yes, Samir, you have given me a correct answer. That is, the muscles are basically made up of the elastic fibers. Yes. Now, before going to the muscle, let me ask you some of the questions which we have already studied in the previous classes. So, quickly tell me the name of any two types of movable joint which are found in our body. Yes, we have already studied about the three types of joints. Remember, one is the immovable, which cannot move. Second one is the partially movable, a very less movement takes place. And third one is the movable joint, where the proper movement takes place. So, quickly tell me any two names of the joints. I'm asking you the names of the joints. You are telling me elbow, bone, fingers, legs. It's fine. You are telling me about the names of the bones or the parts of our body. I'm asking the names of the joints. Remember, we have studied about the different types of joint, the six types of joints, where we have mainly studied four types in detail. Yesterday's class. Samir, do you remember? You were there in the yesterday's session also. I remember that. Yes. So, what are the two types of movable joint? Quickly, okay, so you were telling me about the elbow. So elbow has what joint? Hinge joint. Yes, you forgot the name. Okay, so hinge joint is present in the elbow and knee. We already know that, right? So one is the hinge joint. Anyone, another name? Can you tell me? Yes, another name. We can talk about the ball and socket joint also. Yes. Very good. The socle, the saddle joint, exactly. Ball and socket joint, hinge joint. Any other joint? Pivotal joint. We can move our neck like this. The pivotal joint is present in our neck. Remember? Yes, great. Correct answer. Now coming to the second question. The suture which are present in our skull. These are the example of what type of joint. Now you tell me what type of joint is present in the skull. Is it the movable or partially movable or immovable? Yes? Quickly give me the answer. Okay, now I am getting a lot of different answers of joints, movable joints. Correct, yes. Puzzle Party, what is your actual name, beta? Yes, Aditi Sharma. Yes, you were totally correct. Now, quickly tell me the joint which is present in the skull, which is present in the suture of the skull. No, it is not pivotal joint, beta. Pivotal joint is present in the neck, not in the skull. Acha, your name is Harshit. Got it. Quickly, which uh, which joint is present in the suture of our skull? It is the immovable joint. Remember, we cannot move this joint. These joints are totally fixed and it is tightly packed with the fibrous tissue. We have studied this in the previous session. Remember? Yeah. Now let's move on to the third question. What type of fluid is present in the joints which help us in a proper type of movement which reduces or prevent the friction of the bones? Yes. Yes, Amir, you are totally correct. That is immovable joint. Now, let me get the answer of the third question. Yes. Which fluid is present in between the joint so that it can reduce or prevent the friction? Anybody? Harshit, Samir, Aditi. Synovial fluid. Very good, Samir. Exactly. Synovial fluid. Very good, Harshit also. So, synovial fluid is the fluid which presents in between the synovial joint. Remember the movable joint, which reduces the friction. So now we have already studied about the bones and joint. We have a great idea about it. We have studied it in the previous session. Who were not present in the previous session, you can go with the videos of the previous session. Okay, you will get an idea about the different types of bones as well as the different types of joints, which we have already studied in the previous two sessions. Now, in this session, mainly we will study something else, which are also attached with the bones. So, what is this? What is attached with the bones, do you think? Yes. Okay, Harshit, you can get the session in YouTube. Okay. I hope that you have subscribed our channel, so you will get the video also of the previous session. Quickly tell me what is the another thing which is attached with the bones and it is also attached with the tendons. Yes, the tendons basically helps to join this structure with the bone, that is the muscle. Very good. The muscles are present on the bones which give a proper shape of our body. What are the main things of the muscle? First of all, it provides a proper shape and a contour of our body, whether we will be bulky or a very thin skinny shape of the body. It will be all based on how much muscle we have or how developed muscle we have, right? Then these muscles are basically they are characterized by excitability because they can be excited when they get the nerve impulses to them. They are very much strong. They have the extensibility. They can be extended, but they cannot be longer. Okay, they cannot be extended in length. Only the contraction and relaxation help them in the extensibility. Got it? Okay, so you want, Saurav, you want me to speak in Hindi also? नो इशू, मैं हिंदी में भी बोलूंगी, कोई इशू नहीं, ठीक है. नाउ कमिंग टू द मसल कंसिस्ट ऑफ द लॉन्ग बंडल्स ऑफ कॉन्ट्रैक्टाइल टिश्यू. इसका टिश्यूज जो रहता है वो कॉन्ट्रैक्टाइल टिश्यू होता है. कॉन्ट्रैक्शन रिलैक्सेशन इसका होता है मसल का, राइट. एंड ऑल्सो वी नो दैट द टेंडन इज वन टाइप ऑफ कनेक्टिव टिश्यू. रिमेंबर, टेंडन क्या करते हैं? मसल को बोन के साथ जोड़ के रखते हैं, right? Muscles and bones are having the tendons in between which are held together. right? And also these tendons are basically, they are nothing but one type of connective tissue, the fibrous connective tissue, which are basically present in between the muscle and the bone, और ये जोड़ के रखते हैं muscle के साथ bones को, right? Now we will study what is the muscle. You already know that muscles are basically made up of the different types of tissues. It is also a tissue which helps in the contraction and relaxation, right? तो ये contractile tissue का नाम है muscle tissue. Okay, exactly. The tendons are the strong tissue which helps to join the muscle. Hi Priyanshi, how are you? Yes, and the muscles are also having two end. दो end रहता है उसका, एक end रहता है fixed और एक end रहता है movable. वो movable end कहाँ रहता है? जहाँ tendons attached होकर रहता है. Okay, wherever the end of the muscle where the tendon is attached, that end is known as the movable end. और एक end रहता है which is totally fixed. This fixed end is present is the point where the muscle is attached with it. Now let's move on to the muscle of our hand. See that we already know that two types of muscles are present. ऊपर रहता है हमारा bicep और नीचे रहता है इधर outer में रहता है हमारा tricep. ठीक है, अभी देखो इस पिक्चर में जब बाइसेप रिलैक्स कर रहे हैं तो ट्राइसेप कॉन्ट्रैक्ट कर रहे हैं, राइट? और जब बाइसेप कॉन्ट्रैक्ट कर रहे हैं तो ट्राइसेप रिलैक्स्ड कर रहे हैं. Okay, so now we will study how the muscle basically work in our body. अभी ये muscle ना pairs में act कर रहे हैं. Okay, the muscles always act in pair. So whenever any one muscle which one of the pair one muscle of the pair is relaxing, another muscle will contract, and vice versa. Similar, the opposite thing will happen in the opposite case. Now let us see how does it happen in our body. तो हमें देखना पड़ेगा पहले कि वर्किंग ऑफ द मसल कैसे होता है. फर्स्टली द मूवेबल एंड इज ड्रॉन विद द टेंडन. टेंडन से जुड़ा हुआ रहता है. देखो अभी टेंडन का पिक्चर इधर है. दिस इज द बोन एंड दिस वन इज द टेंडन, दैट इज द कनेक्टिव टिश्यू, एंड दिस टेंडन इज basically attaching the muscle with the bones, right? ठीक है ना? थैंक यू वेरी मच सौरभ. ओके, सो क्या करता है टेंडन? बोन्स के साथ मसल को जोड़ते हुए रखते हैं. नाउ व्हेन अ मसल इज स्टिम्युलेटेड, अभी ये स्टिम्युलेशन कैसे आएगा? From the nerve. The nerve will give the nerve impulse and then the muscle will be stimulated. अभी ये stimulation आने के बाद क्या होगा? The muscle will become contract. ये contract होके shorter हो जाएगा. ये contract होके thicker, ये बीच में से थिकर हो जाएगा और शॉर्टर हो जाएगा. और जब ये रिलैक्स करेगा इट विल बिकम थीनर एंड लॉन्गर. इसी को ऐसे ही इलास्टिसिटी है हमारे मसल्स का. ठीक है, ये जब कॉन्ट्रैक्ट होता है, लेट मी राइट इट डाउन, कि जब कॉन्ट्रैक्ट होता है ये लेंथ में शॉर्टर हो जाते हैं और थिकर हो जाते हैं बीच में से, राइट? दिस इज इन केस ऑफ कॉन्ट्रैक्शन. और जब वो रिलैक्स्ड होते हैं तो in case of relaxation it will become thinner or a little bit and a little bit longer. Fine, very good Harshit, you have given me the correct answer. So whenever it becomes thinner it becomes the longer and it is basically relaxed. ठीक है, तो मसल कैन ओनली कॉन्ट्रैक्ट एंड रिलैक्स एंड दे कैन नॉट बी लेंथन. मतलब इसे लेंथ में ज्यादा कभी नहीं हो सकता. ये आइदर कॉन्ट्रैक्ट होके शॉर्टर होता है या फिर रिलैक्स्ड होके लॉन्गर होता है. पर ऑलवेज कीप इट इन माइंड कि लेंथ में वो कभी बढ़ेगा कभी छोटा हो जाएगा, ऐसा कभी नहीं होता है. ये छोटा बड़ा क्यों होता है? ड्यू टू द कॉन्ट्रैक्शन एंड रिलैक्सेशन ऑफ द मसल. सो दिस इज द मेन थिंग विच वी विल स्टडी नाउ कि स्टेप बाय स्टेप मसल कैसे वर्क करते हैं. देखो, मसल वर्क इन पेयर, जैसे मैंने ऑलरेडी बोला कि व्हेन द मसल्स, द टू मसल्स आर अटैच्ड विथ वन बोन, तो बोथ द मसल्स विल वर्क इन ऑपोजिट केसेस, राइट? कि एक मसल जब कॉन्ट्रैक्ट करेगा दूसरा मसल रिलैक्स करेगा. ठीक है. Now in one direction only it will move. See, when a muscle contract, the bones will move towards this direction. Just look at my hand. This is the bicep muscle and this is the tricep muscle. Now this is my straight hand. When I will try to move my hand towards the, like, I will fold my elbow and I will move the hand towards myself, what will happen? The bicep will be contracted. You will be able to see over here कि bicep आपको अच्छे से contraction दिख जाएगा, and it will become hard, it will become a little bit fluffy, it will become thicker and it will shorten. और उसके साथ साथ क्या होगा, ट्राइसेप जो इधर है वो हो जाएगा lengthened. Okay, it will become thinner and relaxed and it will become longer. Understood? Yes. Dhruva, understood? Hi beta. चलो, अभी when the bone moves in other direction, the relaxed muscle, मतलब ये जो ट्राइसेप है वो अभी कॉन्ट्रैक्ट करेगा और वो अभी क्या हो जाएगा, thicker हो जाएगा. So the other muscle will thick will become thickened and it will pull the bone back to its own position. देखो ये thicker हो जाएगा. कब कब ये thicker होगा, कब इसका contraction होगा ट्राइसेप का, जब ये हैंड पहले पोजीशन में चले जाएंगे. ओके, ओरिजिनल पोजीशन में चले जाएंगे. So this is how the basically muscles work. So always remember that the muscle works in pair. So when one within one pair, one muscle, when it will contract, the another will relax. And finally, after the movement, when we are moving the body part into the previous position, what will happen? जो relax किया था वो contract हो जाएगा और जो contracted हुआ था वो relax हो जाएगा. तो vice versa continuously ये antagonistic way में काम करेगा, opposite way में. ठीक है ना? Yes. Exactly, yes, Samir, correct. Exactly, Saurav, you were also correct that relax होने में muscle length में मतलब ये longer हो जाएगा और contract करने में वो thicker हो जाएगा. Very good. चलो, now why do you think that we need the muscle? हमारे body में ये muscle का काम क्या है? क्यों चाहिए हमारे body में muscle में? Yes. फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल हम बहुत सारे सॉर्ट ऑफ मूवमेंट कर सकते हैं विद द हेल्प ऑफ द मसल. वी कैन डू अ लॉट ऑफ डिफरेंट टाइप्स ऑफ मूवमेंट, वॉकिंग, रनिंग, स्विमिंग, सिटिंग इन अ प्रॉपर पोजीशन को हम जितना भी करेंगे, हम अभी हाथ ऐसे मूव करके आपको समझा रही हूँ तो डेफिनेटली इधर भी मूवमेंट हो रहा है. तो दिस इज ऑल पॉसिबल ड्यू टू द प्रेजेंस ऑफ द मसल्स विच आर अटैच्ड विद द बोन्स, विद द टेंडन्स. ठीक है. Yes, to perform all the activities. Secondly, it gives a proper framework to the body. हमारे सिर्फ अगर समझ लो या फिर इमेजिन करो कि हमारे बोन्स है पर हमारे बोन्स के ऊपर कोई मसल्स नहीं है तो कैसे दिखने में रहेगा. यस, it will be very much thin, feeble और ऐसे चेहरे रहेंगे, right? If there is no muscle, it will not allow the movement of the body also, right? So this muscle helps in the movement. It gives a proper contour, a proper shape of the body, as well as आप खड़े रहो या फिर बैठो या फिर रन करो या फिर जॉग करो, जो भी आप करते रहो, this muscle will help to maintain a proper posture of the body, right? It will help to maintain a proper posture, it will give a shape to the body, it will give you a proper framework to the body, to cover the framework of the body, है ना. ये हमारे हड्डी को क्या करते हैं, कवर देते हैं, राइट, सो दैट द एक्सटर्नल अगर कोई भी इंजरी हो जाए तो इट विल नॉट पहले ही वो बोन को फ्रैक्चर मतलब तोड़ नहीं देंगे, राइट. इट विल बेसिकली हेल्प टू like protect the bone from the external injury है. और ये तो definitely movement का काम में आएगा. Very good, Shaurav. It helps to protect the surrounding. Now let us move on to the antagonistic property of the muscle. मैंने already बोल दिया कि antagonistic property का मतलब क्या है. Antagonistic मतलब opposite function करेंगे. तो you already know that the muscles are attached with the bone with the help of the tendons. ठीक है. Now they move our bones which are associated with the body part by pulling on them. Okay, जब हम pull करेंगे हमारे body के तरफ से या फिर हमारे लाइक एक्सिस के तरफ से, सेंटर ऑफ द बॉडी के तरफ से, तब क्या होगा, मसल का कॉन्ट्रैक्शन होगा। अभी जो एक मसल का कॉन्ट्रैक्शन होगा तो उसी का दूसरा जो मसल है, उसी पेयर का दूसरा मसल का क्या होगा, रिलैक्सेशन होगा। और सिमिलरली जिसका रिलैक्सेशन में जब कॉन्ट्रैक्शन होगा तो दूसरी मसल का रिलैक्सेशन होगा। तो दिस इज द मेन वर्क विच इज डन बाय द मसल इन अ एंटागोनिस्टिक वे। देखो मैं एक एग्जांपल देके बता रही हूँ कि एंटागोनिस्टिक मतलब ऑपोजिट फंक्शन करेगा, राइट। तो दिस इज द शोल्डर गर्डल विथ विच द ह्यूमेरस इज अटैच्ड, और ह्यूमेरस के साथ ये रेडियस अल्ना, ये दोनों हमारे लोअर आर्म का बोन्स है। अभी देखो ये ह्यूमेरस के साथ कौन सा पेयर ऑफ मसल ज्वाइन करके रहते हैं, बाइसेप एंड ट्राइसेप। यस, yes, bicep and triceps are present in the upper portion and the lower portion of the hand. Like just if you think about the upper arm, ऊपर रहता है हमारे inner side में रहता है बाइसेप, नीचे बाहर साइड में रहता है ट्राइसेप। अभी ये पिक्चर में देखो कि whenever the bicep is contracting, the hand is coming towards us, right? We are folding the elbow and it is coming towards us, और ये क्या हो रहा है, contraction हो रहा है, and when it is contracting it is becoming thicker. Yes, do you agree with me? Now look at the tricep muscle. Tricep muscle में क्या हो रहा है, when the hand is coming to our side it is becoming thinner and it is relaxing. But when we are just unfolding our hand, we are making the hand straighten, तो क्या हो रहा है, देखो इधर का muscle, tricep का muscle कॉन्ट्रैक्ट हो रहा है, इट इज बिकमिंग थिकर, और इधर बाइसेप का मसल रिलैक्स्ड हो रहा है, मतलब ये बिकम थीनर। अंडरस्टूड? yes, at the same time it performs the two different function exactly। एक कॉन्ट्रैक्ट होगा तो दूसरा रिलैक्स होगा, और दूसरा कॉन्ट्रैक्ट होगा तो पहला वाला कॉन्ट्रैक्ट हो जाएगा, sorry, relaxed हो जाएगा, right? So this muscles always work in an antagonistic way. Got it now? Yes, got the concept. So in an antagonistic muscle, we can say that one muscle contract and another muscle relaxes. तो contract जो करते हैं वो shorter हो जाते हैं, और relax जो करते हैं वो thinner हो जाते हैं, thinner और length में ज़्यादा हो जाते हैं। Now we will see that when the muscle is contracting, that muscle basically is known as the agonist muscle, and the muscle that is lengthening or relaxing, we will call it as the antagonist muscle। antagonist मतलब उसका just opposite काम वो करेगा। Understood? Got it? Yes, I guess you have already understood how the muscles work in our body. Yes, same thing happen in case of legs also. Exactly, Harshit, you are totally correct. Same thing happens in all the parts of the body also. Okay, if you bend सामने आप अगर bend करोगे या फिर पीछे bend करोगे तो continuously ये pair of muscle antagonistic way में काम करेगा, ठीक है? Yes, now let us understand with the help of the bicep and tricep। ये जो bicep है वो जब contract हो रहा है when we are folding our hand, तो ये कौन सा muscle होगा? It will be agonist, and similarly at that time the tricep will be antagonist, and when we are just making the hand straighten तो ये tricep contract करेगा, तब वो हो जाएगा agonist, and ऊपर का bicep हो जाएगा antagonist। Up to this much clear? Yes? Okay. Now let us move on to the different types of the muscle. So you already know that there are three types of muscle tissues. One is the smooth muscle, second is the skeletal muscle, and third is the cardiac muscle. Basically, these muscles are given their different categories based upon where they are present. Okay, and what are their function? तो आप देख रहे हो कि skeletal muscle मतलब skeletal से जुड़ा हुआ मसल, मतलब these are basically attached with the bones। Okay, so the muscles which are attached with the bones, they are known as the skeletal muscle। Yes. Okay, now coming to the smooth muscle, the smooth muscles are basically present in the inner part of the body, ठीक है? the inner organs of the body are stomach, intestine, like esophagus and all, heart muscles and all, right? And if you think about the cardiac muscle, cardiac matlab anything related to heart is known as cardiac. जैसे heart related study को हम cardiology कहते हैं. The doctor who is having the specialized in like heart surgery and all, उसको हम cardiologist कहते हैं, right? तो this cardiac muscles मतलब जो muscles heart के साथ join करके रखते हैं. So let us now move on to the different types of muscles which we have in our body. Yes, the smooth muscles are pure मतलब आप क्या बोलना चाहते हो? Actually they are having the tapering end. Okay, तो first of all you can see over here the cardiac muscle, they are basically found in the heart. The smooth muscle basically found in the internal organs जैसे uterus, blood vessels, intestine में रहता है. And the third type of muscle is the skeletal muscle which is attached with the bones. वो कैसे attached रहता है bones के साथ? With the help of the tendons. ठीक है? This much you already have an idea because you have already studied these things in the tissue chapter. Then now we will study about the voluntary और involuntary muscle. अभी ये तीन मसल को हम voluntary और involuntary में भी डिवाइड कर सकते हैं. कैसे? देखो, the voluntary muscle मतलब जो हम हमारी मर्जी से मूव कर सकते हैं, right? It is totally dependent upon our body, our will, right? यस, मसल फ्रैक्चर आप अगर बोल सकते हो, फ्रैक्चर जनरली बोन्स का होता है सौरभ. मसल का फ्रैक्चर यू कैन से लाइक द मसल डेफिनेटली टूट सकते हैं. ओके, सम ऑफ द मसल टिश्यू कैन बी लाइक लिगामेंट टूट जाते हैं, समटाइम्स टेंडन टूट जाते हैं, मसल भी वैसे ही टूट सकते हैं, बट उसको हम जनरली फ्रैक्चर नहीं कहते. फ्रैक्चर तो बोन्स में जनरली कहते हैं, मेडिकल वर्ड्स में इफ यू वांट टू से. ओके, नाउ कमिंग टू द वॉलेंटरी मसल. वॉलेंटरी मतलब हमारे व्हील के ऊपर डिपेंड करते हैं, हम मूव करूंगी या नहीं करूंगी. जब हम वॉक करते हैं तो मेरे हिसाब से ये मूव करते हैं, राइट? एग्जैक्टली, दे कैन गेट. ओके, चलो. तो दिस skeletal muscle is one type of the voluntary muscle. अभी involuntary muscle क्या है? These are the muscles which are not dependent on our will. मतलब ये हमारे will के ऊपर डिपेंड नहीं करते, हम अगर नहीं भी चाहेंगे तो भी इसका मूवमेंट होगा. Like the cardiac muscle as well as the smooth muscles. The smooth muscle and the cardiac muscles are basically the two types of involuntary muscle. Okay, so involuntary muscles are basically the cardiac muscle and smooth muscles which are attached with the internal organs, और वो automatically contraction relaxation होता है. Just think about this. If you just want to keep your heartbeat, to hold your heartbeat for a certain period of time, will you be able to do that? Yes. Do you think that will you be able to stop the working of the stomach or the beating of the heart on your own? कभी नहीं कर सकते, राइट? तो these are all this contraction and relaxation of the internal organs are happening on its own, and this is why they are having their involuntary muscles. Okay, involuntary muscles मतलब जो muscles का movement हमारे will में नहीं रहता. Exactly. Now coming to the voluntary muscle, it's दिखने में ऐसे रहता है, and each of the unit you can see over here, they are having the dark band and the light band. So each of the unit is known as the sarcomere. ठीक है, एक एक यूनिट को हम सर्कोमियर कहते हैं, एंड दिस इज द टोटल मसल फाइबर. अभी ये मसल फाइबर्स आर देयर एक्शंस आर बेसिकली डिपेंडेंट अपॉन द नर्वस सिस्टम. ओके, सोमैटोसेंसरी नर्वस सिस्टम कैसे सेंस करेंगे डिफरेंट स्टिम्युलस को, और उसके ऊपर डिपेंड करके ये फंक्शन करेंगे. एंड दिस आर ऑल द skeletal muscles which are attached with our skeleton. Now let us move on to this one. With the help of the skeleton, you can see this is our hand, this is the tricep and bicep, एंड दिस वन इज अनदर मसल, ब्रैकियोरेडियल मसल हम कहते हैं इसको, जो लोअर हैंड में, लोअर आर्म में रहता है. ओके, so these are mainly refer to the multiple bundles of the cells and fibers. एक साथ वो आके क्या करते हैं, they involve in the contraction, relaxation and act as the signaling pathway, and according to that the muscle will move on our own will, right? यस, रिफ्लेक्स एक्शन के टाइम में डेफिनेटली ये हमारे विल में तो नहीं रहता, क्योंकि रिफ्लेक्स एक्शन में क्या होता है सौरभ, बेसिकली द नर्व इम्पल्सेस गोज फ्रॉम द सेंस ऑर्गन्स टूवर्ड्स द स्पाइनल कॉर्ड, एंड वो स्पाइनल कॉर्ड से ही वापस आ जाते हैं हमारे लाइक ग्लैंड्स एंड मसल्स में. ओके, अकॉर्डिंगली वी मूव द मसल. वो हमारे सोचने का उतना टाइम ही नहीं देता, बिकॉज द इम्पल्सेस आर नॉट गोइंग टूवर्ड्स ब्रेन. ओके, वो स्पाइनल कॉर्ड में जाके वो वापस बैक टू द ऑर्गन लाइक द मसल एंड द ग्लैंड में चले जाते हैं. ओके, द इफेक्टिव ऑर्गन. अंडरस्टूड? ओके, नाउ लेट्स मूव ऑन टू द इनवॉलंटरी मसल. इनवॉलंटरी मसल में क्या होता है देखो, इनवॉलंटरी मसल कंसिस्ट ऑफ द टू टाइप्स. वन इज द स्मूथ मसल जो रहता है हमारे इंटरनल ऑर्गन्स के साथ जुड़ा हुआ, और सेकंड रहता है हमारा कार्डियक मसल विच इज अटैच्ड विद द हार्ट. नाउ द एक्शंस आर बेसिकली कंट्रोल्ड बाय द ऑटोनॉमिक नर्वस सिस्टम. व्हेन यू विल स्टडी अबाउट द नर्वस सिस्टम, आई विल टेल यू व्हाट इज द ऑटोनॉमिक नर्वस सिस्टम, पेरिफेरल नर्वस सिस्टम, central nervous system. Okay, these are basically the different types of the nervous system. अभी just समझ लो कि ये autonomic nervous system automatically काम करता है. It is not dependent on our will. ठीक है, वो ऑटोमेटिकली कॉन्ट्रैक्शन रिलैक्सेशन करके हमारे बॉडी का जो भी मसल का मूवमेंट है वो करने में हेल्प करते हैं. ओके, नाउ लेट्स मूव ऑन टू द smooth muscle with a proper visualization. You can see, ओके, लेट मी शो यू अ 3D मॉडल ऑफ द ब्लड वेसल. देखो, ब्लड वेसल में रहता है हमारा स्मूथ मसल. तो अभी ब्लड वेसल का स्ट्रक्चर ऐसा होता है. देखो क्या क्या मसल रहता है. द फर्स्ट वन यू कैन सी एट द इनसाइड ऑफ द ब्लड वेसल इज मेड अप ऑफ द एंडोथेलियम. Okay, this is the inside of the blood vessel, which is the endothelium. Just outside the endothelium there is another type of tissue which is basically elastic type of tissue. उसके ऊपर रहता है हमारा स्मूथ मसल. जस्ट above the elastic tissue there is the smooth muscle, और smooth muscle के ऊपर सबसे outer most region में रहता है एक fibrous tissue. ठीक है, so these are the four layers. You can see that number one is endothelium, then is the elastic muscle, then is the main smooth muscle. You can see the main smooth muscle which is pink in structure, pink in color over here, and the last one is the fibrous tissue. So this is the complete blood vessel. This is basically the artery which is showing over here. So this artery is having all these structures, all these layers along with the smooth muscles. Okay, so the smooth muscle basically, again I will tell you, this is not on our will. We cannot contract or relax on our whenever we want to. It automatically happens, right? So like this, the other different types of things, like when we are eating food. Yes, very good, Samir. You have given me correct answer. Harshit also. Yes, the stomach में, esophagus में continuously जो contraction relaxation होता है ना, ये total alimentary canal में, हमारे blood vessels का diameter properly control करने में, या फिर child birth के time में uterine muscle जो contract करते हैं so that the child can go out of the mother's womb. Yes, so these are all maintained on their own. They are all dependent upon the autonomic nervous system, and they are all happening because of the presence of the smooth muscle. Clear hai up to this much? Now let's move on to the third type of muscle, that is the cardiac muscle. So this is the very simple type of muscle. It is again another type of the involuntary muscle which are attached with our heart. तो cardiac muscle heart के साथ ही जुड़ा हुआ रहता है, and you can see over here they are having the branches. So they are having the branches which mainly help in the proper maintaining of the blood circulation within the heart, as well as they help in maintaining a proper rhythmic heart beating. Okay, ये proper heart beat को maintain करते हैं and सर्क्यूलेशन को भी मेंटेन करते हैं हमारे बॉडी हमारे हार्ट में. Okay, so this is all about the different types of tissues, different types of muscular tissue, or we can say the different types of muscle. Let us now move on to a video. Let us see a video for a quick revision.
Muscular tissue. Objective: to learn about the different types of muscles in humans. The bones of a skeleton are connected to muscles. Muscles are masses of tough, elastic tissue that pull bones when we move. Muscles function by contracting. Muscles are categorized according to their differences in methods of contracting, location, and structure. When muscles are under conscious control, they are called voluntary muscles. Involuntary muscles are not under conscious control. There are three types of muscles: skeletal, smooth, and cardiac. Skeletal muscles are mainly attached to skeletal bones and held to them with the help of tendons. They cause movements of the body. Skeletal muscles are also called striated muscles because of the striped pattern. Because movement of the muscles can be consciously controlled, they are called voluntary muscles. Some of the most important skeletal muscles are the pectoralis on each side of the upper chest, the deltoid muscle on the shoulder, and the biceps in the upper arm. Smooth muscles appear smooth and are usually in layers. They are involuntary muscles and cannot be consciously controlled. Smooth muscles are found in the digestive system within the esophagus, stomach, intestines, urinary bladder, and the uterus in women. Smooth muscles exhibit sustained contraction, so they do not fatigue easily. Cardiac muscles are only found in the heart as myocardium. They are striped like skeletal muscle cells, but function involuntarily like a smooth muscle. Cardiac muscles are responsible for the rhythmic contractions of the heart. Unlike skeletal and smooth muscles, cardiac muscles do not fatigue. Summary: skeletal muscles are attached to the bones and are voluntary in function. Smooth muscles are smooth in appearance and contract involuntarily. Cardiac muscles are specialized muscles found only in the heart.
Okay, so we have already got an idea about the different types of muscles which are present in our body, right? Yes. Now, how do you think these joints work together in carrying out or lifting the load or doing any sort of work? Any idea? Yes, or the load of the body is basically present and it is all holding with the help of the muscles and the skeleton, right? So this also depend upon a very easy type of thing, which the easy type of mechanism which you have already studied in the previous session, or you have already studied about the different types of lever in the previous classes. Remember? Yes, in class 6 also you have studied about the different types of lever. तो क्या करते हैं लीवर? This is a very simple, like the mechanism of a very simple machine, we can say. So the lever has the three main parts. One is the load, fulcrum and another one is the effort, right? So over here in our body also, the bones, ligaments and muscles are the structures which can be related with the liver system, okay? And this liver system basically helps us in making the different types of movement. So in simple term we can say कि joint where the two bones are basically joining, वो mainly axis बनते हैं, मतलब ये fulcrum बनते हैं. Then the muscles which are crossing the joint and apply the force to move a weight or the resistance, okay, they are applying the force which will be the effort of the lever, and there is some weight or the resistance or we are lifting anything, so that will be the load of the lever. So let us now see how or in which part of our body acts basically as a first class lever, second class lever and the third class lever. So before going to that, let us recall what type of levers are there. देखो फर्स्ट क्लास लीवर में क्या होता है, फलक्रम बीच में रहते हैं एंड एक साइड में रहता है लोड और एक साइड में रहता है एफर्ट. या कमिंग टू द सेकंड क्लास लीवर, लोड बीच में रहता है और एक साइड में रहता है एफर्ट और दूसरे साइड में रहता है फलक्रम. एंड इन केस ऑफ द थर्ड क्लास लीवर, द एफर्ट इज प्रेजेंट इन बिटवीन and load and fulcrum are there in the two ends. Remember, you quickly give me some of the example of the first class, second class and third class lever. Let me see if you remember or not. चलो, तो हमारे बॉडी में भी ये फर्स्ट क्लास, सेकंड क्लास और थर्ड क्लास लीवर है एंड दिस हेल्प्स अस इन अ लॉट ऑफ डिफरेंट टाइप्स ऑफ मूवमेंट. देखो ये फर्स्ट क्लास लीवर में क्या होगा, हमारे बॉडी में डेफिनेटली एक एक्सिस बीच में रहेगा, दैट विल बी द जॉइंट्स व्हिच विल बी द फल्क्रम, और एक साइड में फोर्स हमें अप्लाई करना है और दूसरे साइड में रह जाएगा हमारा वेट. सेकंड क्लास लीवर में क्या होगा, वेट विल बी देयर इन बिटवीन और एक साइड में हमारा जॉइंट रहेगा, ओके, द फल्क्रम एज अ फल्क्रम, और एक साइड में हमारा हमें इफेक्ट देना होगा या फिर एफर्ट देना होगा. yes, very good Onisha, the first class lever is the scissor, exactly. okay, now coming to the third class lever, that is in between रहता है definitely the effort or the force, और दो साइड में रहता है weight and the fulcrum. Now let us see how the different levers are present in our body. तो हमारे बॉडी का जो स्कल है, देखो this is the skull, these are the different like the vertebrae which are starting from here in the neck region, okay, the first one is the atlas and there is a proper muscle, okay, इस muscle का नाम है trapezius muscle. तो अभी ये this skull will give you an example of the first class lever. How? See, the weight will be the head will be the weight, okay, the axis is the joint that is joining the uh, skull with the vertebral column, and the muscular action, the muscle which are helping us in the different movement to lift up the weight and help in the different movement, that is the trapezius muscle will be the fulcrum. Okay, understood? So up to this much clear? Yes, sorry, the muscular action will be the force. Okay, now see, this is the skull is the load or the weight, we can say the fulcrum will be the joint and the effort will be given by the muscle, okay, that is how we can move our head like this. Okay, so this is the first this is the example of the first class lever. ठीक है, now let us move on to the second class lever. second class lever का बहुत common एक example है wheelbarrow. Do you remember? wheelbarrow में क्या रहता है, एक तरफ रहता है fulcrum और दूसरी तरफ हमारा effort रहता है और बीच में रहता है weight, right? The weight will be in the middle. तो हमारे बॉडी में कहाँ रहता है ये second class lever? Let us see. In our body we can see it in our foot. So if you just stand on our toes, तो हमारा toes हो जाएगा fulcrum and the load will be on the long bone or the lower the bone of our like leg, right? And the effort will be at the other end, which will be given by the two types of muscles. These are the muscles which are giving the effort to hold the proper load. That is the gastrocnemius muscle. Just write it down, the two names of the muscle: gastrocnemius muscle, this one, and the soleus muscle, okay, this one. They are basically attached with each other with the Achilles tendon. Okay, so over here these muscles will act as the effort. Here is the load, that is the whole body, or we can say the bones are the load, and the fulcrum will become our toes, so that we can stand on our toes. Okay, this is the example of the second class lever. Now let us move on to the third class lever. थर्ड क्लास लीवर में क्या रहता है? बीच में रहता है हमारा एफर्ट, और एक साइड रहता है वेट, और एक साइड रहता है हमारा fulcrum. Yes, so let us now see where we can find in this third class lever. Have you ever thought of how our elbow works? Yes, the force is the bicep. We can say the joint is the axis or the fulcrum, and the weight is the forearm, the wrist. We can put the we can take the load in our hand. So this is the quick example of the third class lever. देखो हमारा इधर का muscle भी effort हो जाएगा, which will give an effort to load the to lift the load in our arm, or sorry, they lift the load on our palm. Yes, and here the elbow will act as the fulcrum. Okay, so the fulcrum, effort, and load, this is the example of the third class lever in our body. Okay, so you have got an idea that the lever mechanism also acts in our body, and this help us to move our body in the different ways. Okay, now let me give you another interesting fact, that we have 600 or more than 600 muscles in our body. Approximately 600 muscles are present in our body, which are all made up of the different cells. The muscle cells are making the muscle tissue, and because of our muscle we can do a lot of different types of work, all the different types of activities, the running, jogging, different type of yoga, physical exercise, we are just moving. Okay, so all these activities are only done because of the presence of the muscle all over our body. Clear hai? Now quickly give me the answer. So for, this is all about the muscle we have studied in this session. I guess all of you have already got an idea about the muscle. Yes, chalo, quickly give me the answer from the given option, which is not the type of a muscle tissue. Do you think the smooth muscle, or epithelial muscle, or skeletal muscle, or cardiac muscle? Which one is not a muscle? Yes, definitely, we have studied about the smooth muscle, skeletal muscle, and cardiac muscle. So epithelial muscle नाम का कोई muscle नहीं होता, right? So epithelial muscle will be the correct answer. Very good, Sameer. Very good, Anvesha. Harshit also. Yes. Now coming to this answer, this question, the joint between the head and the first vertebra. It is the example of which type of lever? First class, second class, third class, or fourth class? Yes. Yes, epithelial is a type of tissue, beta. Yes, epithelial is a type of tissue, Anish. Okay. Yes. Yes, the first class lever is the correct answer. Very good, Sameer. Very good. Okay. Now, how do you think that the bicep and tricep work? Yes, quickly give me the answer. The picture is also given over here. No issue, Anisha. It's fine. Fulcrum effect, okay, we can say the fulcrum effect. We can also say that in an antagonistic way. Yes, the bicep, when it is not contraction, beta, okay, not compression, okay, by the antagonistic effect. Exactly, when the bicep contracts, the tricep will relax, and when the tricep contract, the bicep will relax, and this will help in the movement of our hand. Okay. Yes, great. So I hope that all of you have already understood whatever we have studied. We have studied about the different types of muscles today. These are the skeletal, smooth, and the cardiac muscle. Then we have studied about the antagonistic function of the different muscle. Muscle always function in antagonistic way. And also we have studied about the different classes of liver, the liver mechanism which takes place within our body. Okay, now I will like to write the name of the student of the session. So today the student of the session is basically, this is our, must say that two of you are the student of the session. That is, first of all, Samir and Harshit. So clap for both of them, everyone. Yes. Okay. Samir and Harshit, both of you are the students of the session. Congratulations. And thank you very much for staying with us till the end of the session and giving us the correct answer in the chat box. We will again meet in the next session, right? Okay, so thanks to all of you for being with us till the end, and I hope that you have already subscribed our channel. If not, please subscribe it now and press the bell icon so that you will never miss any of the update of the upcoming session. You will get the notification before 30 minutes, and you will be able to join the session with us, and we can again chat in the chat box, right? So do like, comment and share also with your friend and family members so that they can also get the to know about the session, and they can also interact with us in the session. And definitely we will meet in the next session. So bye bye for today. Stay safe and stay healthy. Okay, bye.